WISN 12 News at 5.
Surveillance video shows a car slamming into a thrift store. Store managers say street racing is to blame. They're now left to pick up the pieces.
Kevin is deathly afraid of water. He cannot swim.
Multiple agencies are searching a river for a man in Plymouth. Police say he jumped in to save his dog. The dog was later found, but the man is missing.
And farm animals loose in Milwaukee, the growing problem at animal control.
Our big story tonight, a street racing store crash. Surveillance video caught the car slamming into a West Allis thrift store.
12 News and AMR reports from the scene at Highway 100 in Oklahoma.
Thank you.
New today, a string of stray farm animals caught wandering Milwaukee County. The Milwaukee Area Domestic Animal Control Commission, or MADC, posted pictures on its Facebook page of several strays now in their care. Now, in the past week, the animals included a domestic duck discovered in Greenfield Park, a stray goat discovered by Milwaukee police officers, as well as a pig, rooster, and rabbit. MADC wants to remind people most farm animals are illegal in cities and should not be just abandoned.
Now to
a Milwaukee man pleads not guilty in the death of a mother killed after being caught in crossfire. A court commissioner ordered Brian Clark to stand trial in the death of 23-year-old Jasmine Banks. Police say Clark and another man were shooting at each other at 5th and Center last month when a bullet hit Banks as she drove through that area. A gunman shot 3 people sitting in a car on Milwaukee's north side. The ambush happened overnight near 38th and Cherry. Police told 12 News someone walked up to the car and then started shooting, hitting 2 20-year-olds and a 19-year-old. They were taken to a hospital and are expected to survive. The shooter missed a 4th person who was in that car. Currently, no one is in custody.
The S&P rose 41 points.
The Wall Street Journal is reporting tonight Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson learned of a possible quid pro quo between the Trump administration and Ukraine's government from EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland, but President Trump stopped him from telling. According to the paper, the ambassador told the Oshkosh Republican during the August 31st phone call and that aid to Ukraine was tied to the president's desire to have the Ukraine investigate Joe Biden.
I don't care about politics. I don't care about anything. But I do care about corruption.
The president spoke those words just hours before House investigators asked Vice President Mike Pence to turn over key documents related to the impeachment inquiry. 12 News' Sally Kidd reports from Washington.
Then 12 News, Toya.
Those text messages released by House Democrats were provided to investigators by former envoy to Ukraine, Kurt Volker, during a Thursday deposition.
A popular brand of flour has been recalled.
What the baking staple might be contaminated with that could make you sick.
And as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, the radio station breaking new ground in Milwaukee.
A row of beach houses went up in flames after one of them exploded.
First tonight, this video is hard to watch. It shows the moment an elk attacked a woman at a Colorado park.
WISN 12 News' Kent Wainscott spoke to the Wisconsin hero who swooped in to stop it.
Oh my gosh.
Surprising to see that sort of thing happen during rutting or mating season. What is more surprising to him, he says, is the reaction that it's gotten here in Wisconsin and all across the country.
All right, Ken Wainscott live in the newsroom tonight. Thank you.
The Brewers are preparing for a kitchen sink for the Packers. They're coming off their first loss of the season.
Today, Coach Matt LaFleur called the team's run game a work in progress.
We need to, look at ourselves from a schematic standpoint and see, are we always calling the right execution can be a little bit better as well.
LaFleur also said Devontae Adams is day-to-day with his toe injury. He has a little more recovery time since that game was Thursday. The Packers play the Cowboys this Sunday afternoon. Well, a foggy morning made for a scary drive on the interstate. 2 crashes on I-43-94 southbound near the Mitchell interchange just before 7 this morning. So you can see it circled there. Deputies tell us both wrecks involved 6 cars total. Neighbors heard the crashes but couldn't see them.
Yeah, there was a lot of sirens out on the expressway. You could just hear them up and down, so I don't know exactly what was going on, but it must have been pretty bad because of this, this fog and everything else.
And the fog always makes for a cool perspective above the clouds. We have some video here we want to show you. A viewer tweeted this time-lapse video. And look right there at how it moves and how slowly it burned off over downtown Milwaukee this morning. By this afternoon, we warmed up big time.
That's right, Mark. This might be summer's last gasp.
Probably. I don't think we see the 80s. We might get to the 80s tomorrow morning, and then that would probably be it for 12.
All right, thank you. Now to a fatal fire and missing Firebird in Waukesha.
Police are trying to figure out how the two incidents are connected. As 12 News' Hillary Minch reports, neighbors are living in fear.
Police Chief Alfonso Morales says there's going to be an announcement this week about his future with the department. Chief Morales told WTMJ Radio he wants to stay.
They did discuss a process, and it's again, I want them to present it to the public, so we'll see what happens at the end of the week and what they provide the public.
Chief Morales' contract is up at the end of the year. He said he's had conversations with Mayor Tom Barrett about his job, but that it's up to the Fire and Police Commission to make a decision. It has been a violent weekend in Milwaukee between 2:30 Sunday morning and 6 o'clock last night. Shootings hurt at least 9 people. 2 people died, including an 18-year-old killed in a home during a home invasion at 60th and Sheridan Avenue. Now, police say the teenager broke into a home and exchanged gunfire with another 18-year-old who was inside. Investigators aren't releasing names at this point. Now, another shooting at 47th and Center Sunday morning killed a 50-year-old man who was driving his car.
Now to breaking news. In the impeachment inquiry, the House Intelligence Committee has subpoenaed the president's personal attorney.
ABC News' Mona Kosar Abdi reports President Trump still wants to know the whistleblower's name.
On a rainy month.
Today, women in Milwaukee took to the streets to raise awareness against domestic violence. Dozens walked in silence around City Hall carrying flags and banners. Congresswoman Gwen Moore joined the walk, remembering those killed in domestic violence-related homicide. Milwaukee's health commissioner spoke about the importance of the issue.
Domestic violence is a serious issue for all of us, and throughout the City of Milwaukee's Office of Violence Prevention, we are honored to support the powerful work being done by advocates, survivors, and allies throughout our city and state.
This is the 5th annual Zonta Says No to Violence Against Women Walk. The Zonta Club of Milwaukee is part of a global organization empowering women through service and advocacy.
College athletes in California will now be allowed to get paid for endorsements. The state's governor signed the Fair Pay to Play Act today. Student athletes will be able to financially benefit from their name, image, and likeness. Right now, the NCAA bans student athletes from making money while playing college sports. With the Brewers in the playoffs and the Bucks, Packers, and Badgers all strong contenders, is this year the best ever for Wisconsin sports? 12 News' Sheldon Dutez asked some big names in the middle of it about the momentum.
And I had the pleasure of being part of the journalism panel this afternoon. We discussed everything from what's changed about the business to the most memorable stories we've told. Family who was in a crisis where they knew going in that their children had a 5% chance of survival, and they allowed us to tell their story, not knowing what that end result was going to be, whether or not they were going to beat that 5%. And the fact that we were allowed in their life was amazing to me. Of course, talking about the Shaw twins from Sheboygan, the formerly conjoined twins. The event, by the way, was free and wraps up at about 6 o'clock tonight.
Some great insight on a number of topics.
It was, and it's rare that you get all 4 stations sitting at the same area, and it was a little chatty before we went into commercial break.
Conversation.
But yes, it was great conversation. Well, next, 4 inmates, great escape.
They slipped out of a jail in Ohio, and it's not the first escape there this month.
Plus, the raging beach home inferno. Cameras caught one house exploding.
And the 80s won't last long. When to expect highs in the 50s. Next in Weather Watch 12.
Tonight.
For free. And we begin with breaking news tonight. An active shooter firing at police in Philadelphia at this hour. Our ABC affiliate in Philly is reporting at least 6 officers injured, 5 of whom were shot.
The chopper video showed dozens of police officers spread out on the street and between buildings in the city's Nicetown neighborhood with their guns drawn. The video also showed injured officers appearing to help evacuate another into a squad down the street. The situation is still active and somewhat chaotic. 90 minutes now since it started. The gunman remains at large. We're going to continue to monitor this and give you updates throughout this newscast. Breaking news from Wall Street. A Dow dive sparked by fears of a recession.
The Dow sank 800 points. Investors quickly dumped stocks after the bond market flashed a warning sign about a possible recession for the first time since 2007. Here's a look at the final numbers again. The Dow tumbled 800 points, erasing all gains from yesterday's rally. The NASDAQ and S&P, as you see, also fell.
What's happening, we've got an inverted yield curve, which means that the long rates, which are normally higher than the short-term rates, are actually now a few basis points lower.
And why is this important? Because experts say an inverted yield curve is historically a sign that a recession might be 12 to 18 months away.
President Donald Trump is pointing.
Well, we have to dodge some drops today. Mark, still a few showers hanging around parts of our area.
Just a couple here and there. For the most part, your evening is looking pretty good, but let's show you that opposite.
Welcome to the 12 News Studios, the phone bank tonight. As we've been telling you about all afternoon, we are holding our Class Act School Supply fundraiser, and I'm joined by Major Stephen Merritt from the Salvation Army. And Stephen, I'm going to go ahead and just first ask you really quickly, how much does this really help?
Yeah, this really makes a great impact in the community. Children, first day of school, they need all the tools, they need a full stomach, they need clothes on their back, and to have a backpack full of school supplies really means a lot. This is a wonderful, tangible way you can help the community.
And it's really easy. We have many ways you can do it. You can text WISN, you can go to WISN.com, you can call the number that's on your screen, 414-799-9476. And right now, I have the pleasure and honor of handing over this check for $1,000 to go toward our Class Act School Supply Drive. All right, with that, I'm going to send it back to you, Patrick. I'm sorry, Derek, stuff the bus. What? How could I forget this? I've been talking about it all afternoon. Derek joins us live in Wauwatosa outside Pick and Save. Derek, I'm sorry. No one ever forgets about you because you've got the biggest job of the day.
And probably the biggest head as well. Of course, is to help the kids here in our community. Back to you, Toya.
Eric Rose reporting live at Pick and Save in Wauwatosa on 1717 North Mayfair Avenue. That's where you can go ahead, pick up that donation box. Once again, I'm going to show you really, really quickly. $15 buys a backpack full of those supplies that kids need. Our goal is to get to $50,000. Today is the only day you can do it, so do not sit around. Call right now. Stop in Milwaukee.
Check it out. Who's it? Where are we? We're in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The GMA Summer Road Trip.
12 News talked one-on-one with ABC News meteorologist Rob Marciano. The reason the show picked our city to visit.
And once again, you can help buy school supplies for students in need. A live look here. The number to donate to our Class Act phone bank is 414-799-9476. Lines will be open until 7 o'clock tonight.
And we continue to follow breaking news. An active shooter situation in Philadelphia. It's happening right now. Our ABC affiliate in Philly is reporting at least 5 police officers were shot. 1 other is hurt. This is a live look from the scene. Reporters at the scene are reporting that they are hearing gunshots during their live shots. Police are telling reporters there the threat is still very active. We have our eye on this. We'll have an update coming up next.
Take 6